18 years old and can put his name up in lights as Spain romp away with this game. Nico Williams, great ball in, maybe another goal here. There is another goal. Soler is the man who's got it, picked up the pieces, and Spain make it 6. First time they've done that at the World Cup since 1998 against Bulgaria. Morata thought about the shot, now he will, and he'll score as well, and he goes to 7. He's in on the act. It's an utter humiliation, this, for Costa Rica. They've been ripped to bits.
The highest scoring game so far, the World Cup ongoing in Qatar, where Spain came out smoking hot, beating Costa Rica 7-0. I felt the game was going to end 6-0, but I mean, leaving my office to the newsroom, I got to know that the game was 7-0. But looking at all the results of games played last night in the World Cup, FIFA, I almost said UEFA Champions League. See some European players, I mean, come on. Morocco, Croatia played out goalless, and looking at the Morocco, Croatia, we were saying it here that it's like African countries are not ready to let all teams at the World Cup know that they are not here to add up to numbers. And for other games, well, Germany fell 1-2 against Japan, and well, a lot of people have been saying, well, maybe Germany underrated their opponent because the Bastian Schweinsteiger came out to, to say that Germany's defense was not to be, to be spoken about or to be written about because he criticized the defense after the 2-1 defeat to World Cup opener against Japan. The former Germany international and 2014 World Cup winner singled out Niklas Süle, who was utilized at a right back by head coach Hansi Flick instead of his usual position as center back. Meaning a lot of things went wrong for the German national team yesterday.
We have to try something new, especially because it's a young team as well. So maybe we're like, let's try something new. Maybe it's going to work. Please go back to the drawing table, Germany.
You don't try something new in the first game.
No, wait. They needed to maybe because they
maybe that could have been done in the third game.
Third game,
when you're starting the tournament, make sure you win your first 2 games.
No, the first game was against Japan, yeah? Nobody would have expected that something like this would have pulled up. So that's why they just had to relent and relax, because I had to go check the history of Japan. Japan during the qualifiers did absolutely fantastic, and this is like you underestimating a team that was able to beat a particular country 4-0, 5-0, and you still not into the game. Please go and do something about it.
Talking about doing something, remember the next game will be on Sunday, 27th of November against the Spanish national team that defeated Costa Rica 7-0 before facing Costa Rica. So all they need to do now is to see how they can stop the high-scoring Spanish national team. But let's look at all the results played last night. Well, it was also Belgium beating Canada 1-0. Remember, the Canadian national team lost a penalty, right? And shout out to Thibaut Courtois because Belgium doesn't also look convincing in their game yesterday. And even for Kevin De Bruyne coming out to say that he wasn't sure he played up to how he was also made or adjudged as the man of the match yesterday. Okay, now moving away from that, while still talking about Belgium's game, Belgium needs to improve if they are to stand a realistic chance of going deep at the World Cup, according to defender Toby Alderweireld. I mean, looking at that game yesterday, it felt like maybe most of these players, they were under tension. They wanted to just impress, being, the second-ranked best team, in the globe. So, looking at what they played yesterday, they have a lot of work, to do.
So good. Every team in the World Cup should stop thinking about impressing, giving themselves this eye hope that yes, they've been ranked first, second, third. You can drop at any time. This World Cup is a World Cup full of surprises, actually.
Yeah. Talking about surprises, Japan's winning goal in Wednesday's surprise victory over Germany was one of the easiest ever scored at the World Cup. And that came from Ike Gundogan. Remember, Gundogan converted a penalty.
Yeah.
And, some goals were also scored but chalked off by the VAR. But it is what it is. They move on. And, well, for Luka Modric insists Croatia are not at the World Cup just to participate. And their ambitions are big despite their lackluster start against Morocco. Runners-up to France 4 years ago, Croatia quest to go the extra step in Qatar began with goalless draw against Morocco at the Al Bayt Stadium. Now, let's talk about Cameroon Cameron Katavika has held the top-notch dedication and consistency of former teammate Harry Kane ahead of United States showdown with England. But let us focus on what will be happening today, and also talking about players who are out injured while some are making return to their teams.
Well, Alexander Mitrovic is back training with Serbia and out of pain after his foot injury at this country. He'll be fit to feature against Brazil. That is today. Well, Mitrovic scored a goal to send Serbia to the World Cup, adding home in the 90th minute against Portugal in November 2021 to keep the top spot in the qualifying group and automatic place in Qatar.
And well, too, talking about players making sure that they are fit enough. Walker declares himself fit as questions remain over Harry Kane. Kyle Walker has declared himself fit to play for England at the World Cup and says Harry Kane, the captain of the team, is good. Walker trained on Wednesday and will be hoping to get his first minutes since undergoing groin surgery in October. Now, talking about the three lions of England, before you continue, here is Jordan Pickford, who's also optimistic that they are coming to the World Cup to come and carry the trophy.
No, I think the situation is that we're here now. The challenge is to go and win the World Cup, but, there's a lot of challenges to get there. There's a lot of ups and downs, really, in each football match to get there, but our main aim is to win the World Cup. I think that's why everyone's here, to win the World Cup, and that'll be great for us. And yeah, we do have little conversations about it because it's what we want, it's our end goal, but we've got to get to the end goal first.
Well, remember, three lions of England, which is my team at the World Cup, will be facing USA. And their second game, the Group B of the World Cup tomorrow. Remember, USA played at 1-0 against the Welsh national team, right? But you wanted to say something about England, right?
Well,
don't say something wrong against my team, please.
I'm not saying something wrong.
My team did not lose 2-1.
It's your man declaring himself fit for a game instead of waiting for a medical report to declare him fit because he wants to play in the World Cup.
No,
anyway, we know that USA struggled against Wales.
Wales.
Yes.
They did. They played well. The two teams played well.
I know that you people will still beat USA, but Japan can spring surprises on Germany. And the Saudi Arabia can do something for Argentina.
So what is that supposed
I
to
hope we'll go. Meet you tomorrow.
Well, favor, let's look at what is happening. Adetu Adedeji on Facebook says, try something new in the World Cup with question mark. You go to the World Cup with war mentality, not to try something new. Thank you very much, Adetu Adedeji.
We understand you're talking about Germany. Thank you.
Yes.
Well, good morning from Mustafa Taiwo, Sarah and Ma from Egbeja Road, Ibadan. Then we have this one from someone else saying, good morning. Good morning now, neighbors.
That is Remix Olori Aje Asundemade. Now, Barcelona are more concerned about Uruguayan Araujo's fitness. Barcelona have expressed concerns about the fitness of the Uruguayan defender Ronald Araujo at the World Cup, but they are not planning to send a report about the case to FIFA. The 23-year-old key player in the national team's defense sustained a thigh injury during Uruguay's 1-0 defeat by Iran in a friendly in September. Spanish media reported that Barcelona were prepared to outline their case to FIFA, and a club source said 2 physiotherapists have traveled to Qatar with Araujo to work with Uruguay's medical staff. Now let's talk about the games going down today. The first game of the day, 11 o'clock.
Switzerland and Cameroon.
That's another African team today. Remember what we saw about Morocco, Tunisia, pulling out a draw. Can there be a draw against Switzerland?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Ghana defeated Switzerland in a friendly game.
See, Ghana is another different story.
Okay,
Let's talk about Ghana. Today. Uruguay, South Korea by 2 o'clock.
Well, Uruguay, South Korea, looking at the likes of Edison Cavani, Luis Suarez, and some other key players in the Uruguay national team. But with what Japan did yesterday, South Korea may want to also come up with a surprise in that one. But let us wait and see what will surely happen. 2 o'clock is the time, right?
2 o'clock in you. It's unpredictable.
Unpredictable.
Wait, those matches 11 and 2. Unpredictable matches. Portugal, Ghana today by that's 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock. Now talking about Ghana, Portugal.
Yeah.
You want to say something about Ghana, Portugal?
No, I'm not saying anything.
Cristiano Ronaldo, will not be putting the drama that is happening in Manchester. Oh, he's done with
Manchester United. Leave Manchester United out of this.
Okay, but here is Otto Addo, who's the coach of the Ghanaian national team. He's saying, we're ready.
This is not our problem, and I don't think it's a big problem. Everybody wants to win, and no matter what happens, it's a big stage, a big game at the World Cup level, so I don't think normally this can disrupt anybody. Yeah, sure. Yeah, obviously, I mean, I feel very honored to be part of this team as a player, but now also as a coach. It's a privilege, it's a great honor for me to serve Ghana, this on the pitch, but now also at the side of the pitch. Yeah.
Risi, where's your sister?
She's in the bedroom.
Oh, yeah, call her for me.
Baraka, Mommy is calling you.
Risi, Joe, please buy me chill drink from Dogo.
Dogo, you there outside? I beg, help us bring one chill drink, come.
Risi, sorry, Please check if it's your daddy that's at the door. You that your line had been blocked. How did you get the credit that you're using, Ke?
I linked my NIN to my MTN line and got 20k free airtime.
Yes, so link your NIN to your MTN line today and get 20,000 Naira bonus airtime. Visit any MTN center near you to begin.
Mommy, where are you going?
MTN Experience Center, of course. You think it's only you that like good thing, eh?
Terms and conditions apply.
Make you show yourself, no they hide your face. Show up in a boat style, ooh, in a boat style. Cause you get to the ginger, almost too much swagger. You they give a good vibration. Anywhere you go, you show the colors of your
ládùn gbogbo àṣàyàn mímu aládùn bold tó wà ní aládùn ginger olómi ọsàn tropical àti bitter lemon. Unleash your bold, show your colors.
Noise in class.
Auntie, Brian said that the Bonvita school competition is back. We are preparing for it.
The Bon Factor is back? Okay, let's see your preparation. Drop a beat.
That's right. The Bon Factor School Talent Competition is back with up to 6 million naira to be won. To participate, visit www.bonfactor.ng. Bonvita, strength to dream.
Oh boy, today was just stressful. As in everywhere just choke.
You know what will be really cool right now?
Hit me. Feel the vibe, live for the fun. It's cool like Fun Ice. Call the gang and have some more. That's cool like Fun Ice. With the creamy goodness, oh yeah. Be cool like Fun Ice.
Enjoy the taste of creamy goodness with Fun Ice. Available in vanilla, strawberry, and chocolate.
This night it tastes of goodness. Golden caramel, creamy buttermint, and rich coffee. Cadbury candy there for every moment.
Introducing the Ogbonge new Cadbury Caramel, Cadbury Coffee, plus your Cadbury Buttermint Sweet, where you don't enjoy tasty. Now, plenty don't day to share and jolly.
Cadbury candy there for every moment.
Hey you, I'd love to make the next 30 seconds of your time the best 30 seconds of your day by telling you about Airtel's amazing MiFi offers available to serve you reliably. The first gives you up to 125GB bonus data for just 5,000 naira, and the second gives you up to 150GB bonus data for just 7,500 naira. Simply visit www.airtel.com.ng/HBB or walk into any Airtel store near you to choose how to stay connected.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Shay, you wanna feel that boost? Allow me to introduce Amber Energy drink. No more shutting down, we're going up. Oh yeah, get ready, stimulate your energy. Amber now for energy. Go around tell somebody. Oh yeah, get ready, stimulate your energy. Amber now for energy. Go out and tell somebody, say, what are you waiting for? Yeah? Now you can do more because I'm buying energy drink there for you. I'm buying energy drink there for you. No need to go too far, you can find it where you are because I'm buying energy drink there for you. I'm buying energy drink there for you. Yeah, yeah, I'm buying there for you. Yeah, yeah, I'm buying there for you.
Amber Energy Drink. Stimulate the energy in you. So you're at your favorite booker and you've ordered rice, shaki, from a roundabout, fuku, edo, liver, and croaker. Then you feel you should just top it up with one big, chilled bottle of 7-Up. But something tells you it's too much. Something tells you if people look at your table, they will think you're trying to kill yourself. Bros, please, what is something? Who is something? Are you something? Is something you? Something is only trying to stop you from being you. And that's all. Take this from 7-Up and Fido Dido. Just sip some 7-Up, face life, and just be you. Because nothing sure pass.
7-Up. Be you. Nothing sure pass. 7-Up. The diff is clear.
Union Bank is 105. To celebrate, we're giving away another 55 million naira in our Save and Win Pali promo too. That's 105,000 naira for 50 people every month, 500,000 naira for 5 people every quarter, and 5 million naira for one lucky person at the end of the year. To stand a chance, simply save at least 10,000 naira into your Union Bank account every month. If you don't have an account, you can download the Union mobile app or visit the nearest branch to open one. Terms and conditions apply.
Union Bank, your simpler, smarter bank.
I did go where everything is possible. My way, nothing can hold me back. I did go, kulele. On my way, to my next level with
máa tẹ̀síwájú jẹ́ kó rí ìrera pàdé ṣẹlẹ̀ làkàsẹ́rà má jẹ́ kí nǹkan kan dá ọ dúró.
Risi, where's your sister?
She's in the bedroom.
Oh, yeah, call her for me.
Baraka, mommy is calling you.
Hey, Risi, Joe, please buy me chill drink from Dogo.
Dogo, you there outside? I beg, help us bring one chill drink, come.
Risi, sorry, please check if it's your daddy that's at the door. You that your line had been blocked. How did you get the credit that you're using, Ke?
I linked my NIN to my MTN line and got 20k free airtime.
Yes, so link your NIN to your MTN line today and get 20,000 naira bonus airtime. Visit any MTN center near you to begin.
Mommy, where are you going?
MTN Experience Center, of course. You think it's only you that like good thing, eh?
Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back to Kiko Sports Show, live on AM Update on your Remedy Down Solutions at 939 FM. Favor Lawrence Olai here, Young Striker Ladakwa could be here. Well, now we go straight to predict matches going down today. Remember, for those of you live on Facebook, facebook.com/solutions 939 FM, you can as well predict your games. But remember, all predictions end 1 hour before the games you are picking. You're just to pick one game. Let's start with the 11 o'clock clash, Switzerland, Cameroon. Favor, let's go.
Cameroon,
scoreline.
maybe like 1-1, 1-2-1 or thereabout. Let's see.
Just stick to one.
2-1.
2-1. Switzerland 2, Cameroon 1.
Yes. No, Cameroon 2, Switzerland 1.
Okay, and going straight, well, for me, Switzerland, Cameroon will end in a score draw of 1-1.
Okay.
And 2 o'clock, Uruguay taking on South Korea.
Uruguay, all the way.
Scoreline.
1-0.
1-0 in favor of Uruguay. Well, I see a 2-1 win for Uruguay in this game. But remember, for those of you predicting Uruguay, South Korea, the prediction time ends by 1 o'clock. Portugal, Ghana.
Portugal 5-0 Ghana.
Portugal 5, Ghana 0. Okay, and well, for me, it is going to be a tough one, but I see Portugal, they've used Nigeria as, for friendly to see how they can beat a West African country. But I see Portugal winning this one 3-0.
Okay.
But remember that prediction time ends by 4 o'clock this evening. And the biggest one for tonight, world number 1, Brazil against Serbia.
They will spell Serbia. That's going to be 7 goals, I guess.
To spell Serbia.
6. That's 6 goals.
Okay, I see Neymar getting injured in this one. Brazil. That would be Brazil 4-2 against Serbia. Remember, the prediction time for that one is what? 7 o'clock. Remember, for those of you predicting live on our social media fan page, we'll keep predicting and we'll also look at the time. Cornerstone is saying Portugal 1, Ghana 3. I like that. You are a great Ghanaian man. You are a great African. And I think you need party jollof.
Keep it 93.9.
Okay, let's see who serves better jollof today. Is it Ghanaian jollof or Portugal jollof? But let's just, that was Jollof on the Jet by DJ Kampi, who got proposed to some days ago, featuring Rema and Rivani. But let's move straight.
30 is a good age, actually.
Okay, yeah. All right, let's talk about the NBA games that played in the wee hours of today. Charlotte Hornets defeated Philadelphia 76ers 107-101 points as Portland Trail Blazers lost against Cleveland Cavaliers 96-114 points. Minnesota Timberwolves defeated Indiana Pacers 115-101 points as Atlanta Hawks defeated Sacramento Kings 115-106 points. Boston Celtics busted Dallas Mavericks 125-112 points.
But Miami Heat was able to win against the Washington Wizards 113 points to 105 points. Toronto Raptors lost a game at home against Brooklyn Nets 98 points to 112 points. Milwaukee Bucks lost at home as well, 113 points against Chicago Bulls, 118 points. Oklahoma City Thunders lost 126 points. Denver Nuggets winning 131 points. San Antonio Spurs also losing at home against the New Orleans Pelicans, 110 points, 129 points.
And for Utah Jazz losing at home 116-125 points against the Detroit Pistons. And guess what? LA Clippers lost 107-124 points against Golden State Warriors, who won that game. Hey, Cornerstone is saying Uruguay 2, South Korea 3, Brazil 1, Serbia 2. Saying I'm a CR7 fan, but as an Arsenal fan. Now we understand.
Bro, remember we said you should stick to one.
I mean, he wants to try his luck, but actually we have to pick one.
So
which one do you want us to pick?
One now, just like love the one that you want to pick, so that we know that that's the one you want to pick.
Okay, all right, guys, we have to wrap up and move to the other side of the show this morning on the AM update as we look at headlines on the pages of Nigerian newspapers, based also on talking points and burning issue. The burning issue since yesterday, which is still burning till now, is a newly redesigned Naira note, 200, 500, 1,000 Naira. Well, a lot of reactions have been coming from different angles of the country. Well, Omowole Sowore was also speaking yesterday, saying that it was a waste of energy, manpower, and time, even money.
Someone also spoke yesterday that it was bringing back the old Naira note, the 10 Naira, 50 Naira, and 20 Naira note from way back when it was redesigned about 19 years ago.
Well, we'll talk more about that on the AM update on the the burning issue this morning. Damilola Fewa joins the Favor Lawrenceola. Good morning!
Why worry about your morning when we can give you the perfect start? Make a date with us and enjoy an amazing blend of breakfast on everything sports, newspaper review and analysis, trending topics, exclusive interviews on health, politics, business, entertainment, music, and so much more. Join the AM Update team weekdays 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. on Solutions 939 FM for an experience like never before. AM Update. It always gets better here.
Ẹ káàárọ̀ nílùú Ìbàdàn. Solutions 93.9 FM.
Why worry about your morning when we can give you the perfect start? Make a date with us and enjoy an amazing blend of breakfast on everything sports, newspaper review and analysis, trending topics, exclusive interviews on health, politics, business, entertainment, music, and so much more. Join the AM Update team weekdays 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. on Solutions 939 FM for an experience like never before. AM Update. It always gets better here.
Alright, it's 9:30 on Solutions 93.9 FM. It's another wonderful time with you on From the Dailies on AM Update. My name is Adi Damala Lafenwa. Good morning, Favor.
Good morning to you.
I heard you and young striker talking about your disappointments, because I know when the Germans started the match yesterday, you were like, yeah.
Hopes. Yes, this is
I could see you. I saw you blowing kisses to the screen, but sorry
and then I had to cover my eyes after the
for
game
the eventual score.
It was quite unnerving, actually, seeing that your team was being played against like 10 minutes into that game, like in the space of 10 minutes getting 2 goals. I'm like, what is going on? And I was on a lunchtime show at that moment. My morale just dropped, like, drastically.
I said something while we were rounding off the program yesterday. I said we should expect more surprises, because it's like the mighty are falling this time around in this present World Cup.
Well, we are going to see the rise of giants in the next game. Don't worry about that.
Okay, let's wait and see. Time will tell. Okay, it's from the Dailies on Solutions 93.9 FM, and we're set to take you on a journey around some of our national dailies this morning. Of course, we've got our analyst in the house with us this morning. That is Comrade Odu Omotosho. But let's give you some of the headlines that we've got today. I've got The Nation and the Tribune newspapers with me.
I will deal in with the Punch newspaper and the Vanguard newspaper.
All right, taking my first shot at The Nation newspaper from the cap headlines, like Dakbo would say. Ogun Central Monarchs back Abiodun for second term. Bandits demand new Naira notes to free abducted victims. Okay, Tinubu inaugurates Bonyi Government House Road. Ronaldo, Neymar begin World Cup quest. And moving further, electricity crisis. Governors reject sale of 10 power plants. And right after that, NGF insists on legal solution to $480 million Paris Club refund fee row. It is difficult to fake new Naira notes, says Buhari. These are the headlines on the front page of the Nation newspaper this morning.
Okay, let me start from the Vanguard newspaper this morning, and I'll start with the banner headline here, the very bold one here. Why I approved redesign of Naira locally. President Muhammadu Buhari. Why Naira has not been redesigned in 19 years. Emefiele adds, we are yet to receive large deposits, says only 165 billion Naira received as of last Friday. Warns there'll be no deadline extensions. $418 million per refund. Governors vow to stop consultants' payment. And foreign portfolio investment rise to 11.8% to 321 billion naira. Obi represents soul of Indibo. Onaise says, and on the 2023 election, UK watching closely, says British High Commissioner. We've recovered $1 billion looted funds since 2015. Federal government. Nigeria at risk of grey listing by Financial Action Task Force next year. ICPC. Baby factory. Please rescue 6 girls. 6 months old baby in Nasarawa. Oyo rally. LP campaign organization evasion authorities bicker over grounded plane. 2023 APC kicks against deployment of beavers. IREV. Osinachi was always afraid of her husband's presence. Brother tells court. Page 7 of the Vanguard newspaper.
Okay, now moving to the Nigerian Tribune this morning, and from the CAP headlines. Naira redesign, EFCC, ICPC to track huge bank withdrawal, CBN governor. 2023, INEC to mobilize national institutions responsible for tracking, combating illicit flow of funds. You find that story on page 14. And now to the banner headline. Ekiti Assembly Speaker's impeachment reckless. Afe Olanipekun Falana. Four other SANs say Adeluba cannot function as Speaker. That story is found on page 4 of the Nigerian Tribune. Okowa, Emmanuel, Diri, Obaseki meet in Yenogwa, reaffirm support for Atiku. Adebanjo leads Obi Dati campaign to Southwest, insists on justice, fairness, and equity. That story is on page 4 as well of the Nigerian Tribune. 1 killed, palace burnt as angry residents protest installation of new Ikirun monarch. Edo government receives 2.1 billion naira refund, 13% derivation fund shortfall, says Wiki playing politics. You find that story on page 8. And moving further, still on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune. Woman stabs husband to death over sex the night they reconciled after 3-month separation. That's kind of alarming. Ogun Central monarchs endorse Abiodun for second term. $1 billion looted funds recovered since 2015. FG, that story is on page 6. And the last one, Senate probes concessioning of 700 megawatts Zungeru power plant. And on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune, you can see Chief Ayo Adebanjo and sitting next to Peter Obi at the Southwest campaign, which was held at the Lekon Salami Stadium in Ibadan yesterday.
Oh, mine is on the Punch newspaper.
Okay.
You see the picture of President Muhammadu Buhari, the CBN governor, and others holding the new redesigned notes. And we also have the picture of Peter Obi. We have the picture of another person here. It's so massive. But let me start with the Parish Club Fund. I already mentioned something about the story. It's just a follow-up. It is with this. Governors stop deductions, consultants head for French court. Governors will end up embarrassing Nigeria after overseas court ruling. States won't allow illegal payment to consultants despite DMO promissory notes, NGF. Let's talk about the NNPC meeting marketers as petrol scarcity bites harder. That is true, as at this morning, coming from Molite this morning, I still saw a large queue at filling stations. PDP differs. APC dismisses electronic result transmission. And Ekiti Sound says Speaker's impeachment cool the top. Excess crude account declines by 89% as police kill Ocean Prince Hoodlum's race palace. There is this story also that caught my attention earlier this morning, and it's coming from a particular political statement also from the Punch newspaper. Will win Kanu by hook or crook, APC chairman. You know, the way this is said, I guess the APC chairman doesn't know the meaning of hook
and crook.
Or crook. And now to the burning issues.
Okay, the burning issue this morning is a statement credited to Omoyele Sowore, who is the presidential candidate of the African Action Congress AAC. Reactions have continued to trail the newly redesigned Naira notes unveiled on Wednesday, which was yesterday, by President Muhammadu Buhari. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, had last month announced the decision to redesign the 200, 500 and 1,000 Naira notes with the approval of Mr. President. Then, few hours after the unveiling, presidential candidate of the African Action Congress, AAC, that is Omoyele Sowore, said the redesigning was just a change of color, a scam and waste of resources. The controversial journalist cum politician said the CBN and the federal government should have sought for ways of improving the value of the country's currency or channel the production money to the education sector. Let's take a listen at the statement credited to Omoyele Sowore.
From the point of view of redesign, there will be something spectacularly different from how the Naira looks differently from what it used to be. I already said this redesign process was a scam, ab initio. That's from the beginning. And I'm not surprised this is how it ended. I think they just removed a filter. Like people used to say, maybe they took it to TikTok and they used a filter to just change the color of the Naira, and then they poured a dye on it. It wasn't a redesign. It was any monetary policy that the Naira needed. It was to revalue the Naira, not to redesign it. And they were also concerned about the manpower running the economic affairs. So these are issues that you get from leaders who are concerned about the welfare of the people of a country, not the redesign of the Naira, which cost us 218 billion Naira. We could have given that money to ASU. So that we can start from somewhere. They can call off this strike conclusively, and the education sector could be running.
Is the statement of ASU that actually got me giggling? You know, it's like discrediting what the federal government had already done with the redesigning of Naira, saying it's like a waste of time, waste of resources, should have been diverted to the education sector so that the brouhaha with the federal government and ASU can be resolved.
Yeah.
We have our analyst in the studio this morning, Comrade Olu Omotasho. It's a pleasure to have you again this wonderful Thursday.
Good morning, and thanks for having me. It's a good morning, Nigeria.
Good morning. Yesterday, in around 11, it's 10, we had the President Muhammadu Buhari coming out with the CBN governor unveiling the 200 Naira, 500 Naira, and the 1,000 Naira notes. A lot of reactions have been trailing that particular unveiling. People, giving their one cup of opinion about it. We will talk about that, but let's first talk about Sowore's, comment on the redesigning of Naira. You heard what he said.
Yeah. This country is so bedeviled, and we don't seem to get it ourselves. We don't seem to understand that we have forces that is working against us in this country, and just like as Sowore said, you see, having with all the hypes about the redesign of the Naira and all that, now on citing the production yesterday, you see, I was more than disappointed because I really could not see anything spectacular about what was released yesterday, the design. I can say categorically that if that project has been given to an SS student, we'll get a better design.
Actually, if you say something, a particular man actually did something work in Photoshop, and the outcome was quite better than the real redesign note. But let's still look at it this way. President Muhammadu Buhari said he inaugurated the Naira notes and he gave it out locally to be produced. I'm guessing because to reduce the economic cost, for international best practice, he just said so many things yesterday accredited to the redesigning of Naira locally.
And just to add to what you said, Favor, he also said that it's difficult to fake the new Naira note.
There will be no counterfeit.
Yeah, that's what. Of course, I don't expect anything short of that. I mean, they have. They must get something to tell us, to convince us. They must get something to give to us that will make us say, okay, well, let's give them a benefit of the doubt that probably what they are going to give us is going to be better than what we had. But on the face value, when you look at it, I was more than disappointed. Just like Showore said, you see, if the money spent on that redesign had been given to maybe ASU, probably one aspect of our problem would have been solved. I mean, in the educational sector. But unfortunately, I mean, that's what they intend to do. And I am sure by the time they finish the computation of the total cost of this redesign, a lot of people will need to be revived after they hear the news, because a lot of people will just pass out when they hear it.
I was actually thinking some of the pictures, some of the images would be changed on this Naira notes, but I was somehow surprised that they retained everything except for the colors.
Yeah, I mean, what's the color? What they just did is just reducing the brightness and maybe the saturation of the color to make it. It looks even more. It looks inferior to what we have now. What they are changing to. So, except the only thing that could come, I mean, maybe they could convince me that there are more covert security features that are built into it that will make it more secured and more difficult to be counterfeited. Now, anything other than that, what they have done is nonsense to me.
Okay, in your own opinion now, do you feel that the redesigning of this Naira note will have any positive effect on the Nigerian economy?
Let's take a look at the fact that since yesterday, the Naira has not been valued high since the unveiling of the redesigning yesterday.
Well, when you look at the impacts on, talking about positive impact on the economy, it is relative. It's relative in the sense that to the ordinary man on the street, what really matters is it going to reduce the cost of bread? Is it going to reduce the cost of pepper and some other things that are needed at home? Is it going to have impact on it? Now, government will tell you that, oh, yes, the Naira is now gaining strength. And usually the reason why that is happening is normally when there is a redesign of the currency and things like that at the initial stage. Now, the Naira will go down. I mean, the currency will go down because a lot of people will push out what they have hoarded. And of course, when you seek my opinion, I will tell you that is madness of the highest order. Why do you have banks there? Why do you need to take such humongous amount of money and keep it at home? For what? Now, they will push it out, and of course, that will bring down the cost of the Naira. And now, probably because of the policies that CBN is saying, look, you cannot change more than 50 million per month or so, and these and some other things. Now, this Naira seems to be gaining strength. Now, it went, the dollar went went below 700. Maybe about a week or so ago. Yeah. Now it's picking up again. But one thing that we need to know is we are just moving towards an electionary period. The Naira will definitely fall back again, because now it will be very difficult for them to gain access to the new Naira note, probably because Central Bank might not be able to produce the quantum, the quantity that will be required. So definitely, most of them that have dollars at home will prefer to use the hard currency during the electioneering thing.
Well, let's look at this way. You said the CBN might not be able to produce the required amount of Naira notes to circulate, but we have just 2 months. 2 months is enough time to produce as much as possible to the election.
Yes, I understand what you're saying. Exactly, that's what government wants us to believe too. They had always told us that we have enough fuel, we have enough petrol, we have enough this. There is no reason, there is no need for panic and all that.
buying.
And at the end of the day, we end up not getting anything. So they have said they're going to do it. Fine. Let's agree they're going to do it. They have wasted our money. And I'm saying this, some time ago, this same CBN told us some time ago that they printed 2.5 billion Naira notes with over 5 billion Naira. So when you look at that, and you look at some of the things we get, it's when you see some of these things, you have headaches. You have migraine. You just need to give yourself peace of mind. But now, let's see how it runs. But in my own opinion, with the kind, with the level and the kind of experience I've had as a Nigerian, from the time I got to the age of understanding what goes on around me, I don't think this is going to be anything different at all.
So that means you're in the same line of thought with Omoyele Sowore?
Absolutely.
Okay, just before we leave this redesigning of the new Naira notes and stuff like that, there is a particular headline on the front page of The Nation which says, bandits demand new Naira notes to free abducted victims. Now, is that, can we still call the new Naira notes a blessing, or what now? Now that people that have their loved ones being abducted, they have to produce the new Naira notes in order to pay the ransom to these bandits?
Well, to some people who are really informed, when you talk about current affairs and who follow trend of things, of course, it's expected. Because if you are changing the Naira notes and these bandits, and Central Bank specifically said they were redesigning the Naira because of kidnappers and all that, because of the money that had gotten into their hands that are not returned back, that are not circulated through the banks and all that. So definitely what they have, they are not going to, they will have tried and they attempted to launder or recycle or get it back into the banking system without success. So now, if they have that, they don't want to add old notes to what they had already. So definitely they are going to be asking for the new Naira note, or even asking for hard currencies and things like that. So it is expected. What I expect government to do is to be more proactive. Now, if you, take for instance, we've been having this issue along Lagos-Ibadan Expressway and all that. And the ordinary citizens who are not security experts, who are not in the security forces and all that, they have been using their own drones to locate where these terrorists are, where they are. That is I'm talking about ordinary citizens now who are not security experts. And then you want us to believe that the level of training that our security operatives receive in Nigeria, that they are not able to track down these these hoodlums. So it's something I expect government to have said, okay, towards the resign of this Naira, we know these bandits will change their tactics and all that, and then go on an onslaught to make sure that they smoke them out of where they are. Now, of course, by the time that is done, they probably will have been able to require a quantum size of what they are lodging in the bushes and all that. But of course, it is expected. It's not a thing that that should surprise anybody. Because definitely, they don't want to add losses to what they have because they will consider it as loss. That what they have, they are not able to change to new ones. So they don't want to take old notes. They will ask for new ones.
Okay. Okay, we move away from
Move away from the redesign of Naira and talk about the loot. According to Malami, $1 billion looted funds have been received since 2015. The recent one we heard was the 20.6 million naira loot that was returned to Nigeria. And the previous one, I recall that it was used to, for some roads, diverted on some roads that we'll talk about. Let's talk about those looted funds since 2015. In your own opinion, if you want to look at it from the side of the federal government, these funds, have they been judiciously used?
Well, I would say they have been lootably used. Because most of these funds, all we hear was that so much money had been recovered. But where are the money? Now, one of the accusation against the former EFCC chairman, Madu, was that looted money recovered were relooted again. And if I may say, if Malami is talking about what EFCC recovered as part of the forming part of the $1 billion that he said had been recovered. Now, Nigerians may really need for him to give us maybe specifics or an analysis.
According to him, it's been deployed to various sectors of the economy, including poverty alleviation.
Yes, we had, sometimes they told us that, I think about a little above 300 million that was recovered. Sometimes they said they're going to use it for wealth, what's this?
Wealth creation.
Wealth creation and all that they are going to use it for that. Now, they collected another money and they said they are going to use it for projects and all that. Now, whereas these road projects and all that we are talking about have been budgeted for. So it's really not clear. This government had never been transparent in this country. Now, if you are taking such money, money that have been looted, you are bringing them back. Are they supposed to be spent extrajudiciously without being budgeted, without appropriation, without going through the National Assemblies and things like that? So, if anything short of going through the due process, say going back to the National Assembly and say, look, this is what we have. Now, what do we do about it? Anything short of that is not acceptable. It's not transparent. So for them to tell, it's not enough for them to come out and say, look, this is how much we have recovered. Yes, they have told us so many things, so many times. The bandits, Boko Haram have been decimated. They are only attacking soft targets and all that. Now, travelers on the express, Kaduna, Abuja, do you call that a soft targets? Lagos Ibadan Express, with the quantum of traffic there, with the high level of traffic along that, bandits coming to kidnap people on that road, do you call that soft targets? So this government had not been truthful to us. So Malami will really need to go into details to let us know that this and these are the amount of money that have been recovered, and these are what we spent them on, to let us know whether with appropriation or extra budgetary. Then we will know if truly they have actually gotten that money, or they got that money and then relooted, and then got them relooted. We need clarification on that.
$1 billion. Okay, it's still AM Update on Solutions 93.9 FM, and we've been speaking with Comrade Olu Omotosho, who is our analyst on the program this morning. In a short while, we shall be opening the phone lines to give you an opportunity to contribute to your own opinion on the program, and you can as well jump on our Facebook page at the Solutions 939 FM and drop your comments. We'll be back after this time out.
Keep it 93.9.
Risi, where's your sister?
She's in the bedroom.
Oh, yeah, call her for me.
Baraka, mommy is calling you.
Hey, Risi, Joe, please buy me chill drink from Dogo.
Dogo, you there outside? I beg, help us bring one chill drink, come.
Risi, sorry, please check if it's your daddy that's at the door. You that your line had been blocked. How did you get the credit that you're using, Ke?
I linked my NIN to my MTN line and got 20k free airtime.
Yes, so link your NIN to your MTN line today and get 20,000 naira bonus airtime. Visit any MTN center near you to begin.
Mommy, where are you going?
MTN Experience Center, of course. You think it's only you that like good thing, eh?
Terms and conditions apply.
Still AM update solutions 939 FM. Check your time. It's 10 on the dot. We still have Comrade Oluomotosho right here with us talking about the burning issues this morning. We've made mention of Shiwere speaking on the redesigning of Naira. We've also, talked about the $1 billion looted funds returned to Nigeria and appropriation of these funds. But I would like us to go to the APC chairman in Kano State, and I'll read because I had to check it and recheck to know that this is actually what this is saying. Will win Kano by hook or crook. According to the dictionary, when you check the meaning of hook and crook, it means that you have to win something that by all possible means, even if it
whether
is
legal or illegal.
We have to check Kano State at the moment, because if this statement can be coming from the APC chairman that is having that we are all talking about, there should be a check in Kano. Please, Comrade Oluomotosho, your one cover opinion so that we can open the phone lines this morning.
Are you surprised about that?
I am surprised because
I was shocked.
I was shocked because when you're speaking, you have to pick your words so that they wouldn't be used against you in the next
especially
future.
coming from
a
so-called chairman of a party, of a state.
Some time ago, I think we discussed it also on this platform. One federal legislator from Borno State said it openly and said they will win, that APC must win the presidency, even if it means killing, that they will do it. Now, while analyzing it, I said, I want to see if INEC will be able to do something, or if our security operative will be able to do anything about it. Now, that if they are able to do that, then that will determine the kind of situation we'll have during the election. Now, this one is coming, saying this, now, and I'm telling you nothing will happen. Now, let me just quickly tell you some of these things. Somebody is somewhere. He has done some things. He has a track record that needed to be covered, that needed to be shielded from the prying eye of the public. Now, definitely, if he's going to leave that office, he's not going to live there and put somebody that will not be honest, that will not be faithful, or that will not be sincere to him. He will put somebody that will get there and then be able to continue everything business as usual to make sure that the track record is covered. Now, how do you tell me that you expect somebody, APC will allow somebody to come now, that will come and start investigation, the reason or how CBN printed 2.5 billion naira note with 58 billion naira. Now, how do you expect APC to leave and then allow a president that will come in that is not from their stock, that will come and say, look, now how do you, the Minister of Finance told us that 177 youth were trained to repair a smartphone with 17 billion naira. Now, that is 177 youths with that amount. Now, that amounts to about 145 million naira per person. To repair smartphone. Now, are they going to do the repair in mass and things like that? Now, there are so many things like that The Ministry of Agri sometimes came out, I mean, when they were talking before the National Assembly, the House of Representatives, and they told them that, look, we have not spent much money. They only spent 18.9 billion naira to clear bushes, and billion naira, that's 18.9 billion to clear bushes and things like that. And you expect that kind of administration to just live like that and leave everything loose and open? It is Nigeria that will now determine to say, okay, do we really want, are we expecting to have a business as usual, or there is need for us to change the status quo?
With the porosity and everything going on in Nigeria, the judicial system, the arm of government everywhere, do you think these questions can be answered even before the coming elections?
Definitely they could be.
But how?
But if you look, if you monitor trend of things, now you'll discover that in the last within the last few weeks, 3-4 weeks or so, now you see that the judiciary seems to be drifting, seems to be doing some appraisal and then changing the way things have been done. Now, some judgment have been delivered in recent times that shows clearly that the judiciary is departing from the previous. Now, has it ever happened that government will take a case to court and that the court will tell government, go back, we won't do what you want us to do? At least we're beginning to see it in town. So that shows clearly that things can really change. But it all depends. Now, why is the APC chairman questioning the use of beavers in the 2023 election? Everywhere it has been used, where they use it in Oshun, they use it in Ekiti and all that. People who are present, people who are saying, yes, this is a good innovation. Now, why is the APC chairman coming out to say, look, Nigeria is not ready for that, we cannot use that and things like that? Why is it? Because they are saying that with that, it will be very, very difficult for them to continue to do what they know how to do. So it is now left for Nigerians to now say, okay, yes, let INEC abandon the beavers. Let INEC abandon the electronic transmission. Let us continue the way we were doing it. So it is for Nigeria to do that. It's not for anybody that is there. Will never say, look, I have gotten enough, now I want to go. It's the people that will say, look, we are tired of you. We don't want you again. We want to try someone else.
Okay, it's time for you to contribute this morning. 0909 88 89 939 0912 22 22 939 0909 88 89 939 or 0912 22 22 939. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Kemi calling from Akovo.
Good morning, Kemi.
You know, the cause of the redesigning is to fight corruption and combat it, according to APC government. But now, bandits now request for new Naira notes. Do we need to redesign our currency for color changes sake? The only thing that changed is the color, not the size, not things written on it. This will be the 10th time we will redesign our currency since independence. How has it affect our economy positively? How will this redesigning change the life of the masses? How will this curb insecurity? How will this reduce inflation and poverty rate soaring higher on a daily basis in Nigeria? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
How will this policy provide job opportunity for the masses? This is just a misplaced priority on the part of APC government. The design looks quite counterfeit to me, though. It looks like 1916 Naira note. So this is what APC spent billions of Naira to achieve, just to change the color of our currency. Indeed, there was a country. This APC-led federal government, they missed it. They lack the political will to rule this nation. It is obvious they don't know anything about economy. I really hope we get it right someday in this nation, because at the moment we are not getting it right under APC administration. Good morning, Kemi calling from Akko.
Thank you very much,
Kemi,
Kemi from
for
Makubu.
that comment. You can still try calling in 0909 88 89 939 0912 212 22 939. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Okay, from Ibadan.
Okay, Balakis, let's have your take.
Regarding the new Naira note that government wants, first off, I want to commend the federal for printing the notes in Nigeria and not taking them abroad like it was done in the past. So I'm sure they would have reduced some costs by doing that. Then, regarding the look of the Naira notes, when you do consider the look of many notes in abroad, outside the country, they all come to the new version almost look the same. So I think we should dwell a little on that and face the economic value that the design unit is going to bring to us. Now, no matter how many times you try to redesign the Naira, if the federal government does not work, you are making the Naira more valuable, strengthening the Naira against all other foreign currencies. It may look like another elephant project. Now, the new notes that have been designed, in what way is it going to strengthen the Nigerian economy? In what way is it going to reduce inflation? So these are questions that we Nigerians ought to be asking right now, not about the look or whether it looks like counterfeit or otherwise. So if the government cannot tell us the economic value is going to add, particularly with our current trading economy, so I see no reason why it's too costed to spend billions to design the new one.
Thank you very much, Balakis. Okay. Okay, you can also drop your comment on our Facebook page, that is Solutions 939 FM. And we have another caller.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Oladeji from Kolapa Isola Estate.
Good morning, Oladeji.
Good morning and good morning. God will bless you and bless Nigeria.
Amen.
Amen.
My own advice is that we Nigeria need to pray fervently because this our government are just deceiving us. Yeah, I can say we have no government at all. And we should please and take care of our the time of our Putin. We should all vote for a good government, a good person, a good
Party.
Party, please. So that we can go out of this mess. It's a great mess. They are just doing what they like or not. And we should pray fervently. Let us pray to God. Let us go to God this time around so that we will save from them. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay. Do we start reading some of the comments? Okay, we have a caller.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
This is Abiola.
Abiola, good morning.
Let's have your contribution.
Good morning. Yeah, I want to talk on the Naira design.
Okay.
Yeah. On the matter of the Naira currency that was unveiled yesterday, if you look at the money, there is no difference at all from the previous one. The color is just confusing somehow. But what is the strength of the Naira at the global market? The federal government just abandoned what is right. So the economic system has collapsed already and nothing is working. And they think that this reform will, maybe they think this reform will reduce corruption. But the foundation of this country is faulty. See, no matter how they build on a faulty foundation, the outcome will be the same. So I think the design of the Naira is just a waste of effort, resources, and time. They should try and put their energy on maybe on education. They should spend the money on education instead of using the money to resign our money. So So thank you. Good morning.
Thank
Good
you
morning,
very much, Abiola. Okay, let's go to our Facebook page and take some comments on that platform. Oluwaseun Ruth said, "Good morning. APC-led government keeps inflicting more hardship on average Nigerians because it is virtually all their economic policies that are not bringing out positive results. Instead for them to make use of the product we have in Nigeria, they are redesigning our Naira notes with huge money, when in the actual sense the money can be used for things that will promote our economy to better the lives of the masses. Bandits have started demanding for new notes as ransom, which to me, the redesigning is just a waste of resources because the essence has been defeated already. We will urge the APC administration to find solutions to the problems affecting Nigerians and not all these misplaced priorities. This is too pathetic." And judging by, looking at this comment by Oluwaseun, do you have a caller? Okay.
We'll be right back.
We'll be right
we
back.
have to go on a commercial break now.
Okay.
Make you show yourself, no they hide your face. Show up in a boat style, ooh, in a boat style. Cause you get to the ginger, almost too much swagger. You they give a good vibration. Anywhere you go, you show the colors of your
Ládùn gbogbo àṣàyàn ohun mímu aládùn bold tó wà ní aládùn ginger, olómi ọsàn, tropical àti bitter lemon. Unleash your bold. Show your colors.
Bonvita gives us strength.
Noise in class.
Auntie, Brian said that the Bonvita school competition is back. We are preparing for it.
The Bon Factor is back? Okay, let's see your preparation. Drop a beat.
That's right. The Bond Factor School Talent Competition is back with up to 6 million naira to be won. To participate, visit www.bondfactor.ng. Bond Vita, strength to dream.
Oh boy, today was just stressful. Hey, as in everywhere just choke. You know what will be really cool right now? Hit me. Feel the vibe, live for the fun. It's cool like Fun Ice. Call the gang and have some more. That's cool like Fun Ice. With the creamy goodness, oh yeah. Be cool like Fun Ice.
Enjoy the taste of creamy goodness with Fun Ice. Available in vanilla, strawberry, and chocolate.
This not a taste of goodness. Golden caramel, creamy buttermint, and rich coffee. Cadbury candy there for every moment.
Introducing the Ogbonge new Cadbury Caramel, Cadbury Coffee, plus your Cadbury Buttermint Sweet where you don't enjoy tay. Now, plenty don't day to share and jolly.
Cadbury candy there for every moment.
My name na Ekele, and na accessories I dey sell. Whether na earring o, belt, even cufflinks dem, e full my shop na. But people no go buy wetin dem no dey see na. Abi, to you, I just dey flood your timeline. To me, my phone na my shop, my Airtel data na my rent.
The important things in life are powered by data. Dial *141# to choose any data plan that works for you.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Sure you wanna feel that boost? Allow me to introduce Amber energy drink. No more shutting down, we're going up. Oh yeah, get ready, stimulate your energy. Amber now for energy. Go around tell somebody. Oh yeah, get ready, stimulate your energy. Amber now for energy. Go around tell somebody. Say, what are you waiting for? Yeah, now you can do more because Amber energy drink there for you. Amber energy drink there for you. No need to go too far, you can find it where you are because Amber energy drink there for you. Amber energy drink there for you. Yeah, Amber there for you. Yeah, Amber there for you.
Amber Energy Drink.
Stimulate the energy in you.
Union Bank is 105. To celebrate, we're giving away another 55 million naira in our Save and Win Pali promo too. That's 105,000 naira for 50 people every month, 500,000 naira for 5 people every quarter, and 5 million naira for one lucky person at the end of the year. To stand a chance, simply save at least 10,000 naira into your Union Bank account every month. If you don't have an account, you can download the Union mobile app or visit the nearest branch to open one. Terms and conditions apply.
Union Bank, your simpler, smarter bank.
Where everything is possible. My way, nothing can hold me back. I dey go, kulele, kulele. On my way, to my next level with
máa tẹ̀síwájú jẹ́ kó rí ìrera pàdé ṣẹlẹ̀ làkàsẹ́rà má jẹ́ kí nǹkan kan dá ọ dúró.
Words are powerful, but even more powerful is when they are backed by action, which is why at Keystone Bank, we don't just say you are important. We show you how important you are to us by providing you with simple and innovative banking technology that hit home. From our online banking and mobile app to our star 7111 hash platform to our super fast loan services and so much more. In Keystone, you'll find a refreshing approach that takes banking from being bearable to pleasurable. Experience customer dedication and refreshing innovation that go beyond words with Keystone. Keystone Bank. We grow together.
What do we mean when we say ground on level? Now say as you dey hustle, you dey flex joy. You dey enjoy yourself with what you get for hand. Now why you fit cool your body with the Wazo bottles, 7-Up, Mirinda and Pepsi 35cl for just 50 naira. No matter your choice, so fasten a 35cl glass bottle on our Wazo, because when we say ground on level, we mean because on our Wazo.
Enjoy chilled refreshment with the Wazo bottles, 7-Up, Mirinda, and Pepsi 35cl glass at 50 naira only. Ground on level with the Wazo bottles. All now Wazo.
Every 800-gram pack of Golden More you buy this season, they come with 10% extra free. That now more value and more nutrition for the same price. Offer valid while stock lasts. Nestle. Good food, good life.
Okay, it feels so good to be back with you. Still AM update on Solutions 93.9 FM. And before we went on that commercial break, I was going to react on one of the comments we got on our Facebook page. That is from Oluwaseun Ruth, and I was going to throw that question at Comrade Oluwamotosho. Now, one of the things Oluwaseun Ruth said is that the reason the government claimed to have redesigned this Naira note is to check the activities of the bandits, because they believe that these bandits already have this old note and they will want to turn them in for the new note. Now that the bandits are going a bit faster than the federal government, now they are demanding new Naira note. What's your take on that?
Well, like I said initially, it shouldn't surprise anybody, because whatever business you are doing, whether legitimate or otherwise, you don't want to loosen it. So, and of course, government and central bank should know that when they get to some point, the bandit will stop demanding will stop receiving the old notes.
They have already stopped.
Yes. So, and there is something.
It's with immediate effect.
Yes.
Like immediately the unveiling was done yesterday.
Of course, that's what they will do.
It's like they are 5 steps ahead of the federal government.
Yes, what it means is they already know that because it is not all what they have in the bushes now that they will be able to bring out and then lodge into the bank. So definitely they don't want to lose more than what they have done. And who knows if among the 168 billion or so that central bank government said had been returned to the banking sector, but they had been returned to the banks. Probably they have a chunk of it. So, and definitely the only way I was expecting them to use technology in this new design in such a way that it is possible you can put some chip in every one of this currency, that you will be able to track them, you will be able to know their movement and monitor their movement and all that. But unfortunately, we seem to still be living in the analog age, even though we are in the digital.
Still a developing country. Good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
John, good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. I think, to me, I will not call it the design of Naira. It's like they just reprint the. That's right. But there's nothing to trace the design. There's nothing to sign here. They don't give you any design, any new design. The design, the former design that you already, that's the design that you also did, also here. So the only change is that that's what it is, according to the Q1 today. So I don't know whether if you're able to hold it, whether there is another design here. So the one I saw yesterday to me is still normal. It just, but what I want to tell us is that, I mean, the analyst is that how much they reprint this Naira. And if you can able to get that figure, is it not right to use that money to pay the output or for the repentance? Thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much.
We had a comment from Shuwere this morning as well. It is one thing that we actually played, and Shuwere also said what you said, and the analyst had already, talked about his own opinion about Shuwere saying that the money should be given to ASU. He says yes, that it is backing Shuwere on this. Concerning the amount used to redesign the Naira, we've not gotten that yet. Let's go to our Facebook page. Narel Tom says, good morning. Prayer is not the point to change things even the Bible. After prayer, they fought physically. But a lot of voters know nothing about what's happening. They only want food for their mouth. I think you're returning to the comment Oladeji made when he called earlier.
Okay, Okoyemi Akonji, the national economic has ended poverty and miserable life to Nigerians. Naira fell flat and was seriously beaten by dollar. Unemployment and unprecedented hardship are all we get from your economic team. It's an indication that this APC administration led by President Muhammadu Buhari is encouragingly increasing the rate of unemployment in the country. But all they could think of is to redesign the Naira note that has no value in the global market.
Okay, this will be the last call for today. Good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Wesila.
This is Wesila from Elele.
Okay, let's have your take in 60 seconds.
I start from the coloring of the Naira.
The coloring.
Not redesigning.
Yeah, because it's the color of 10 Naira. That's 200
Naira.
So they are demoting them. We are not redesigning. And my concern is it this so-called redesigning that we need? Is that going to increase the value of our money? And presently, we said we don't have money in the country. Must we spend that much on redesigning or the coloring of that Naira? These are questions this our government needs to answer. The last time they went, they say they are drilling crude somewhere. Is it drilling of crude we need now, or how to refine the one we have? Because Because the refining is the major problem that makes the thing very costly. They will leave what they need to do and be doing another thing. Just for us to realize they are doing something. And it's very unfortunate. The man in Kano that said that they mentioned, look, anything you say in Nigeria goes, nobody will bring it to book. We've seen somebody that said they remoted an election. Somebody very strong, and nobody did anything. Some people said at the time that Babu and something will run in blood. Did we take any step? So God save Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Wasila.
Let's see. Do we take more comments?
Boss said they favor redesigning of Naira cannot yield the expectations, and which they said is to curb inflation in prices of commodities and criminalities, because the interest rate just increased to 16.5%, will crumble small-scale businesses and shake the medium and large scale, which will eventually bounce back on the masses who earn stipends as minimum wages compared to them. The federal government should rather work on how to revive our economy instead of inflicting more pains on the masses.
Samuel Adesoji, I wonder what the redesigned Naira really means, because it adds no economic benefit to the masses. Omade Adekule, if the federal government could have substantial economic blueprint, definitely Nigeria would not have been in a big mess where the inflation and unemployment rate keeps soaring. No suitable environment for businesses to grow. Foreign investors are scared to come and venture in the country. All other African countries have left us behind. Libya and Angola have overtaken us in the oil production. What a shame. If this APC government should continue for the next term, I hope they will not hand Nigeria.
Okay, and the last one, Olayinka Detola. The federal government is just putting the cart before the horse by the design of the new Naira notes, instead of them to improve our local production by creating an enabling environment for businesses to thrive in the country, by providing adequate security, stable power supply, and other basic social amenities. Now the bandits are demanding for the new Naira notes. How effective is now the designing of the new Naira notes? Okay, I think it's a convenient point for us to allow our analyst comrade Olu Omotosho to take his leave. Thank you very much, sir. For being
Thanks for having me.
Okay.
My pleasure being here.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, so it's come to a notice that it's quite difficult to, get yourself a piece of land without getting into, the hands of some hoodlums, miscreants, who might want to swindle you. Very shortly, we're talking more on these issues and the things that you have to do. We have a real estate agent here that can take us through that in the next 15, 10 or 20 minutes on the show. Please do not change the dial. It's still Solutions 93.9 FM.
To improve is to change. To be perfect is to change often. Where others stop, we start. Join the AM Update team for everything sports, reviews on newspaper headlines, trending topics, exclusive interviews on health, politics, education, security, music, and more on this dial 939 FM. Weekdays from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. AM Updates just got better. To improve is to change. To be perfect is to change often. Where others stop, we start. Join the AM Update team for everything sports, reviews on new.
Open my eyes, show me who they for me. Make I know they pop rose with my enemy. Scatter them far away across the 7 seas. Help away they disguise na principality. Oh Lord have mercy, mercy. This fake love done the plenty, plenty. Then they try to man dirty, dirty. Ja ja man ja, shessy, shessy, yo yo. Who born the person, person? We won't cross me, make them try me, try me. Red eye, no more party, party. Can't kill my light, I'm sorry, sorry, oh. When I show, when they make way when I show. When they get set, I go the pose. I go the dengue, I go the blow. Then go waka, when I show. When they make way when I show. When they get set, I go the pose. I go the dengue, I go the blow. Then go waka, as you can see, I'm just beginning. And I trouble nobody. So make nobody bother me. Yeah. As you see me, now God they fight for me. Nobody touching me. Can't stop my destiny. Waiting I do. Yeah, be your daily news. Been a long time and I paid my dues. I'm premium now, so
Okay, bills must be paid, yes. You must to get land, yes. You want to build houses, yes. But you know, we have the issues of the hormonal that will be beguiled with dengue poison when you want to do some things, and you know, we have some other processes that you have to go through to get that desired land in that appropriate, you know, location that is suitable for you. We have Mr. Diron Adeyemo. Did I get that right? Yes, good morning to you, and thank you very much for joining us on the show this morning.
Good morning. It's a pleasure.
Come on. That baritone voice is not the one that is beside me.
Thank you.
Okay.
First
Okay,
off,
I'll keep quiet now.
I don't want to say anything. Okay, I actually like the fact that you're here with us. First off, we'd like you to define what land means. Everybody knows what it is, but in the language of the real estate agent, estate surveyor, and everything, what is land?
Yeah, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Once again, Diron Adeyemo is my name. I'm an estate surveyor.
Okay.
Yeah, land is, when we talk about land, we really need to understand what land is, especially when it comes to several concepts which land has. In the simple context, we can see land as just the part of the earth surface that is not covered by water. That's very simple. And when we are now coming complex into the real estate, water itself is land, because land is everything affixed to it, down to the earth crust and up to the center of the heart. That is land.
Okay, now that we've established the fact what land is, let us now talk about the processes to get yourself one in the legitimate way. How to know those ones that can put you into trouble. We've had various reports whereby you were to get something for yourself at a particular time, and you discover that it was a fraudulent act. What are the right
The
processes?
basic things to
basic
consider.
things to know when you want to do something like that.
Yeah. When you want to get land, this is Nigeria. We need to understand that our environment, we need to walk by it. Now, there are several ways in which we can get land. There are lands which the federal government are giving allocations. There are that which state governments are giving allocation, and there are that you can get locally. But at the same time, if you don't want to get into trouble, even the ones locally, you need to go through government, not as if you will buy from the government, but you involve the government by buying and let the government know. It's a form of generating money by the government, but at the same time, you are keeping yourself safe.
No, how do you let the government know?
Yeah,
It's
very
not
good.
buying directly from the government.
Yes. There are lands that you buy from families, individuals.
Okay.
But there is no land, there's this Land Use Act of 1978 that says all land is vested in the governor of each state. But practically, you still will get land from individuals and families. So by the time you get such lands, you will not even be able to trace any registration to that. They are just foundation and general observation, general
questioning and making researches in the neighborhood to buy such land. It is not every land that will be registered. But by the time you understand land very well, buys that kind of land, you involve the government. By first, you pay certain tax, you go for something like a register survey plan, you process this through to having C of O. So with that, you would have the government would have generated certain revenue from you, and at the same time, you have safeguarded yourself against issues, direct issues with maybe the so-called omoniles or having several other issues. That because it's not just omonile that's the only issue you can have with land.
Okay, what are the other issues that you can have with
land? The other issues you can have are there might be contest in ownership. You might have bought from even the wrong person.
Okay.
So that's one of it, and it's just contest in ownership most of the time beyond omonile.
Okay, now we've had some cases, and these cases do happen on a daily basis. That you find out that you bought a land, and that same piece of land that was sold to you was sold to so many other people without you knowing. Now, as a prospective land buyer, what are the red flags, or what are the warning signs to note to know that this thing is fraudulent?
Yeah. The first thing, a land that has a registered title is an advantage, as said earlier.
Okay.
That if you inspect a land, you are interested, get the title documents, go for a search at the ministry, confirm the owner's details there. You have the owner's details beyond just the name. You have several other details of the owner, and you confirm it. You just ensure that the owner, as at that time, is the one selling to you. And if he's not the one selling to you, there are several conditions that might make the owner not to sell. Maybe the owner is deceased, the family may want to sell, there are processes to it. So, and see, as much as it is registered and you can trace it to the person, then you are safe.
Okay.
Okay. We've had cases whereby you buy a piece of land, and because there is nothing, I think it's corner piece.
Okay.
When there is no corner piece on it, it's liable to be claimed by someone else. When you get your land, is it, necessary to actually have those corner pieces there? And then there is also this thing called, I think, fencing, small fencing for is it border fencing now? To actually, know that someone actually has
perimeter fencing.
Perimeter fencing.
Yeah. When you get land, legally you must take possession, and physically you must take possession. Okay. No matter how big or small the expanse of land, when you get a land, the first thing to do is, after clearing all of the legal, after confirming the legal and you clearing all your own legal and claiming your legal ownership too, then you go to the site, clear the site. That's the first thing. When the site is cleared, it is giving a signal to whoever is around that something is happening on this thing. But if you buy a land you didn't clear at all, it doesn't look like ownership has changed hand. But by the time you buy, you clear. If later in the future something happens, you just refer to it. Sometimes this time I cleared this thing. People will be like, yes, yes, it's true. We noticed you cleared this thing. So it can be a form. It's not enough, but it can be a foundation or a bedrock to claim ownership of land. Physical possession, that's the first thing. And in the physical possession, if you can afford, you go ahead with fencing, and if not, ensure you make a conspicuous corner pieces.
Okay.
Corner pieces.
Yes.
There are different ways to do corner pieces. You can corner piece it, and you don't put a date of being, because I remember a while back whereby a piece of land was sold to someone, and the other person that bought the land extended even beyond the corner piece to the other person, like that, encroached to that place. In such situations, what to do?
Okay, in such situation, like we said, when you buy, you make your corner piece, you are someone else is not likely to encroach.
It happened.
But if it's happening that way, the next thing is to get the comprehensive layout of the neighborhood. The two parties will sit and know how to establish their boundaries.
So, in other words, mark your territory.
Exactly.
Okay, now you're also into this estate agency of renting and letting of houses. Now, in recent times, it's been noticed that to get an apartment on a rent basis is becoming increasingly alarming when it comes to the prices now. Recently, I heard a gist from someone very close to me that the house rent he was paying was just increased by almost 200,000 naira.
What?
Yes, almost 200,000 naira. Just at the snap of finger, the landlord just said, "Okay, starting from next year." What are the reasons for all these outrageous increases in the prices of rent these days?
Well, it's actually not the best thing, but it's not strange that we are hearing that all around, up and down. But we need to be factual with ourselves.
Okay.
Let me start with that of the rent, the arbitrary rent.
Okay.
If we look at the trend of things, it is not the right approach to it. But if we look at the trend of things, you look at materials, and you buy materials yesterday, you buy it today, you buy it tomorrow. You cannot even, the prices are far from each other. They are not yardsticks.
Okay.
They are not the only yardstick to determine a rental value. But because we are not talking about cost, we are talking about value.
Okay.
And when we are talking about value, it is economic trend. It has to take certain time to be able to achieve certain value. I will not be supporting the arbitrary rent, definitely. But especially the landlord feels they cannot be investing and be losing. That is why you keep seeing such. And one of the reasons we are facing that is we lack certain data and there are no rent control. If we can have rent control, to certain extent, we'll be able to control that. And when it comes to having issue with getting apartment, most people find it difficult when they want to get apartment.
Okay.
But what I do tell people, when you want to get something, you understand the specification of what you want.
Okay.
After understanding the specification, understand the preferred location you want for yourself.
Well, please, I want to take you back to that, understanding the specification.
Sure.
Please expatiate on that.
Okay. Specification, I have it like knowing what you want.
Okay.
That is, I want a 2-bedroom flat.
Okay.
I strictly want it to have POP. I want ceramic tiles.
Okay.
Minimum I want is 2 toilets. I don't mind if it's 3, but if it's minimum 2 toilets. I don't want more than this number of people in the compound. I want to be alone in the compound. Those are basically the specifications. And 2, your preferred location. This is the location I want. Usually we guide people that you look at your activities to determine the terrain of the area you feel will be good for you. By the time you look at your workplace, your church, maybe you determine yourself with certain social activities. You want to live not too far, if not close, not too far from such activities.
Okay.
So those are the preferred locations. And after, you look at your budget.
Okay.
You look at your budget. Can I afford? After I have my specification, I've stated, I've seen my location. Can I afford this location?
I would like to cut you short a little bit. A few days back, I saw a post on social media whereby someone said, if your 2 months' salary cannot pay your house rent, do not take it. Is that actually, appropriate when it comes to budgeting? Is that something to consider?
Well, when it comes to budgeting, whatever it is we say or we hear is not enough for anyone to take decision. You are the one taking the decision of it. It's just a guide. So that at the end of the day, it won't come back on you, because if it eventually comes back on you, you are facing it alone. But it's just a guide. Like if 2 or max 3 months of your salary cannot pay it, I'm not sure you'll be able to afford the following the subsequent rent payment, I am not sure you are going to be able to afford it.
Okay.
I am not too sure.
You were saying something, so we can wrap up. You stopped at budget. What's the next step?
All right, budget. After looking at your budget that you feel I'm not sure I can afford this thing, then you talk to a professional. You seek professional advice. That this is my area, this is my specification, this is my budget. I want to be guided with budget. How much can I get this kind of specification in this area? Oh, the estate surveyor will now say, oh, you work in Ring Road, and you want to stay around Oluyole or Ring Road or places not too far from Oluyole. You want a 2-bedroom, you want POP, you say yes. Your rent is X naira.
Okay.
So you'll be like, wow, I can't afford X naira. So if you can't afford X naira, can we just try and look at your specifications and bring certain ones down a little? Not like we are washing it out outrightly. Can we bring it down a little? Like you strictly want POP, why don't we look at PVC or asbestos?
Okay, just to reach a compromise.
Yes, at least a little. We'll make sure it's a decent apartment, water is running.
Okay, we have a comment here. Dorcas for Lion talking about the corner piecing of a land. Clearing one plot of land or having 4 corner pieces of that plot of land doesn't guarantee the plot from being confiscated by individual or government. I am a current victim. Please, to wrap off, what can you say to Dorcas for Lion so we can go on the show?
Okay, well, yes, like we rightly said, you know it's a process before we even said the corner piece. The first thing is you claim your legal ownership before the physical. After the legal, because there is no way the government will confiscate when you have confirmed you have claimed your legal ownership. Then you go to that of the corner piece, where individuals can come, but by involving the government at first, that you have a foundation or a grant to present cases before the court.
Okay. All right, thank you very much. We've been having the conversation with Mr. Diron Adeyemo.
Who is a realtor.
And he's also an agent.
Estate surveyor and valuer.
Okay, thank you very much.
I appreciate you coming on the show this morning.
It's a pleasure.
We have Abbas Ishola in the studio this morning. He's ready to take over Idorio Do Extra. And Abbas. Abbas.
Yes, guy, did.
Yourself and your crew made mention of Germany yesterday. I don't know, is it your bad mouth? Is it it's I don't know what all of you did in the studio.
Don't transfer
yesterday.
Don't transfer your aggression.
No, it's not about transferring aggression.
I said Spain will go through it. I think they will come out good.
You can't hear what I say.
I said Spain, my La Roja team.
Yeah, we'll do what?
They will do well. Can you see them? 7-0.
They actually did well, but let's divert it back to Germany.
I know you are supporting Germany.
All right, you will get more updates with Abbas Ishola at exactly 11 o'clock on Idorio the Extra. I am still right here till night 7 o'clock for you and for your listening pleasure. Please do not change the dial. It's Solutions 939 FM. My name is Favor or Lawrence. And anytime I wrap up the show, I would say do not do what I cannot do, and always pray for Nigeria.
Someday you'll tell us what you do.
Two African team, Ghana and Portugal.
Portugal, definitely we'll have a good one from Portugal. Why are you saying that we won't get a good score? We have a CR7 there. He's ready to do something good for Portugal. And because I am not in support of Ghana, Ghana had already done something bad for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. And considering the fact that Portugal already came to test Nigeria before
1 year Nigeria.
You see, you understand. So you get it.
I'm surprised Ghana and Portugal.
I'm not. Look, the World Cup is full of surprises, so I'm not going to be surprised.
Expect more surprises.
If something is done against Portugal today, but
Cameroon today.
Cameroon is playing who again?
Costa Rica.
Because See, please. Let's
Favor.
just talk about Stop it. Let's just stop it.
It's
Don't
like
let's
I'll
talk
leave
about
the
it.
studio for the two of you.
Yeah.
If you want to be, on Oriodo
Laffy
Extra,
is no longer
then you're free.
comfortable with the fact that
You're
we're talking
free.
sports here.
You're
All right,
free.
guys, we have to go. Laffy, have you said bye-bye?
I haven't said bye bye.
You need to say bye-bye.
But I wanted to say something. You always say that don't do what I wouldn't do.
Yeah.
Someday you'll tell me those things that you can do that Laffy shouldn't do
You
too.
see, those kind of talks are better for Night Nurse. So to expatiate one of those days, listen to Night Nurse 10:30, on Monday, and we see what I can do that the guys in the studio cannot do.
My name is Adeda Molalafewa. I am leaving the studio
You have
for
to let
Favor
us
and Abbas.
What do you mean? Leave me alone.